Check.
You're no stranger to challenges. You feel the weight of the work left to do, but more importantly, you dream of making the world a better place. From day one, you've never given up in the face of obstacles, and you're not going to start now because you are relentless to your roots. And your success in the future is rooted in the decisions you make today. So choose a university with a 100-year legacy of dogged determination and community impact. The University of Redlands. Learn more at redlands.edu.
We've got more schools than Division I, more fans than Division II, and more upsets than March Madness. There's nearly 850 programs with over 11,000 games leading to 2 national championships. And we've been covering it all for over 2 decades. From Eastern to Occidental, from Puget Sound to Piedmont, from Southwestern to the University of New England, and from Hope to Calvin. Nobody covers Division III basketball like we do. We're D3Hoops.com at www.d3hoops.com.
Life isn't about finding your path. It's about creating it. At Susquehanna University, you can choose a liberal arts experience that prepares you for a promising future. Discover your magic and then change the world. Start the journey of your lifetime at Susquehanna University.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Las Vegas, Nevada at the South Point Casino and Resort for day number 4 and the final day of the 2024 D3Hoops.com Classic. We start with a triple header of women's coverage as the St. Vincent Bearcats out of Latrobe, Pennsylvania, and the President's Athletic Conference take on the University of Redlands out of Redlands, California, and the Southern California Intercollegiate Conference. Let's get you right to the starting lineups, maybe. Get a look at the starting lineups for both teams. St. Vincent, Emily Thompson, Danielle Pontius, Reese Gadsby, McKenna Mayer, and the big 6'2 junior center in the middle from Polk, Pennsylvania, Camden Basher. Same 5 starters that Coach Petruska has used throughout the season for the most part. Same 5 starters from a moment ago, or from a day ago. SUNY Canton defeated by St. Vincent in one of our 2 women's games yesterday. Bearcats come in 5-5, and now you get the starting lineup for the Redlands Bulldogs. You can see them on the screen as they're announced here. Alex Ficello, Layla Hassan, Carly Hicks, Colby Zorich, and A.J. Wick, the sophomore center for Head coach Rich Murphy, graduate of Humboldt State in Northern California in his 18th season as the leader of the Bulldogs program. 274 wins, 162 losses for the longtime head coach.
Gordon, Redlands with a great first game here at this tournament. They handled SUNY Canton fairly well. A.J. Wick had the fourth best rebounding performance in the 14-year history of the tournament with 18 boards. Carly Hicks and Leela Hosen each with 7 assists, tied for second best ever at this event. It'll be a different challenge today.
Yeah, both teams demonstrating that their size and their length were far too much for SUNY Canton, who played both of these teams. Roos head home with an 0-2 record, and the two teams that beat them now will have a chance to try and get home with a 2-0 record.
It's like the championship of this little pod or this
it
little
is,
round
yes.
robin.
It's worked out pretty well. Both of these teams, believe it or not, are 500. They're both played pretty well. St. Vincent 5-5, won 4 of 5 after starting the season with 4 losses. And Redlands is now 6-5. Redlands playing an exceptionally difficult non-conference schedule. They played 2 of the 4 national semifinalists in back-to-back games.
Yes.
Defeated Transylvania, first team to beat Transylvania in the regular season in a long time. And then played Smith, played Trinity of Texas, who's the favorites in their conference, played Linfield, who's 9-0 this year. So they have certainly challenged themselves. Bulldogs are 2-1 in a tough SCIAC. Bearcats 4-2 in the pack, who play each other a ton. I think something like 20 conference games against each other, so one of the few non-conference slots for St. Vincent this year.
Gordon, the way too early NPI for women's basketball, Redlands is ranked 79th.
Okay. Carly Hicks says, I'll take that. She just rips the ball away from Canton Basher.
St. Vincent 232. I don't think they're nearly as poor as that would suggest, which would be smack in the middle of the pack or below.
Hosen's shot on the way, no good. McKenna Meyer, who had a good game for the Bearcats on yesterday. Time is kind of all blurred together. This is our 13th game in 3 days and change.
It's a never-ending circle.
Emily Thompson, who's the lone starter for St. Vincent, who returned. Petruska turned over 4 of 5 starters who graduated. Thompson, the only returner, in a young lineup. Jumper on the way for Colby Zorich. Zorich had 27 points against Canton. That's no good, but rebound by A.J. Hick. Hick is a up-and-coming, very good young post here in Division III.
Yep, averaging a double-double, leading the team in blocks at 1.5 a game.
Good rotation ball movement for the Bulldogs, and a 3 for Carly Hicks. 32% three-point shooter. Team as a whole shoots 28%. That's pretty much dead middle of the pack in the Division III. Meyer swings the ball over for Reese Gadsby. Gadsby pull-up jumper from the baseline is good, and the Bearcats are on the scoreboard.
Gadsby, first half of the game yesterday. It was just yesterday, right?
Yeah.
6 assists, and then second half of the game, bunch of points.
Hosen for Zurich. Zurich from the baseline finds a spot she likes, and Colby Zurich hits the jumper. Second on the team behind Wick in scoring. Second on the team behind Wick in rebounding.
Yeah, and I think that's, Zurich's range and beyond for sure. Not uncomfortable taking shots in lots of spots on the floor.
McKenna Meyer, who's the leading scorer for the Bearcats at the wing position. She missed that 3, but St. Vincent with a second chance. Bearcats' Danielle Pontius down to the post for Meyer, who has that one go off of her left leg out of bounds. And it's a Redlands. Redlands forces the turnover. Our
I
friend
think
Scott,
it is Mayer, by the way.
Is it Mayer? Okay.
The pronunciation guide isn't
right.
super clear.
No, it's definitely Mayer. Pass to the outside, 3 on the way, up and good. That is Alex Ficello for 3. She's the leading three-point shooter for the Bulldogs, 33%. Bulldogs have hit a couple, and they lead 8-2. Danielle Pontius, point guard for the Bearcats, over from Mayer. Mayer pull-up jumper. That one is good. And McKenna Mayer, the junior from Butler, Pennsylvania, with her first basket of the game.
Mayer, 8 of 12, 4 of 7 from downtown for 20 points in the game against SUNY Canton, 13 rebounds to go along with that.
Zurich from the other baseline. All the same to her, same spot, just the other side of the rim, and hits that one as well. 10 for Redlands.
I'm going to say similar good things about Zurich. 13 of 20, 30 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists in their game against Canton.
At which point people start to say, geez, how many points did Canton give up?
Canton gave up, one moment please. My understanding there would be no math. 160 points in 2 games.
Yeah, a lot. Their three-pointer on the way and good for Redlands. That is Facello again, who chases St. Vincent into a timeout. It is a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it here, get you the rundown for the final day of the 14th annual D3Hoops.com Classic. Woohoo! Women's triple header today. Colorado College probably needing one more win to get into the top 25. I don't know that the Tigers will play again before the next poll is issued. They'll take on SUNY New Paltz at 2 o'clock, and then we'll finish our women's portion of the event with a battle between 2 other teams who won their first game here at the Classic. Cal Lutheran, the Regals out of the Skyac, and they'll take on Wittenberg. Colorado College plays St. Thomas at home, St. Thomas at Texas, a team they barely beat when they were on the road, so we'll indeed get at least 2 more tests before the next poll is released. Colorado College has never been ranked in women's Division III basketball, but they are as close as you can get without being ranked right now.
SCAC schedule, so they will be done with St. Thomas by January 4th.
It's the only team they will have played, right?
That's
correct.
Yeah. Then they'll play University of Dallas twice within a week, but that's not till February 2nd and 9th.
McKenna Meyer with the basket. Well, now they're calling her Meyer, so now I'm just totally confused.
I'm going to go with Mayer.
All right.
But not all pronunciation guides are super clear, to be honest with you.
Layla Hassan over in the corner. Zurich, Facello again. Yes! Layla Facello on fire. 3 3-pointers. 3 for 3 from the floor, and it's 16-6 Redlands.
Much better start for her than the other day. She only ended up with 1 of 6 from the floor.
Bulldogs are 4 for 4 from 3. And Facello, really most of that.
In the tough part of the gym.
Shot on the way. Mayer can't get it to roll. Very nice pass from Camden Basher to a cutting Mayer. And Bearcats will head to the free throw line. Couple of subs checking in for head coach Jimmy Petruska. It's Julian Manarino who checks in from Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania. And also into the game, Brooke Evans from McKeesport. Latrobe, about an hour or so southeast of Pittsburgh. One-time NFL training camp home of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Free throw up and good.
Are they also the one-time home of Rolling Rock beer?
Yes, and Arnold Palmer.
There you go.
I
thought that was like tea and lemonade.
So, Westmoreland County, Pennsylvania. So most of their players are from the western side of the Keystone State. That shot no good. Mayer with the rebound.
Also, the only team that I can remember in 14 years here traveling with a team chaplain, or at least a team chaplain in the collar.
Yes, shot up, blocked for Mayer, who's been very aggressive. Draws the foul on Colby Zurich.
When the action goes back to the other side of the floor, you can spy the team chaplain standing behind the bench. Yep.
McKenna at the free throw line. Second foul on Redlands. First free throw is good for McKenna, who's 93% free throw shooter. Team as a whole is just average 67%. McKenna is far better than average, and she's off to a very fast start. She's got 7 points, 7 of the Bearcats' 9. So Facello and Mayer putting on a show early on. Redlands is A.J. Wick at the could bringing the ball down the floor. It's their center.
Yeah, she can handle.
Hassan thinks about triggering it. Over in the corner, 3, no. Camden Basher skies in, and Jimmy Petruska tells us that Basher, one of those few players who can grab rim on the women's Division III side. She grabs the ball off the rim that time. pull-up jumper, open look. Brooke Evans left it short. Rebound controlled by Wick, excuse me. There's a Hicks and a Wick. That's AJ Wick right there. Now the roster says Henderson, but her teammates say she's from Las Vegas.
Well, I mean,
I know, same very
thing.
close.
I think you look out the back door here at South Point, and it is Henderson.
Yeah. 4 communities make up most of this part of the state. Las Vegas, North Las Vegas, Henderson, and Paradise. Either Paradise or Sunrise. I don't remember the name of the fourth one, but they're all fairly large, and they all kind of blur together. Las Vegas is the one with the bright lights. 16-9. Rotating around, good ball movement. Ficello finds Zurich, and someone's going to have to cover her at that spot because she is automatic from there.
You talked to Zurich the other day. What's your takeaway?
That she really does not like talking on camera, but very sweet. You know, I don't know. Some people's personality comes out more through the interviews than others. She was very nervous. She was very game to go through the conversations with us. Comes from Washington. Really fell in love with the campus from a farther away part of the state. I'm kind of impressed by their ability to recruit or their extension of recruiting. But yeah, she said it wasn't really on, like a lot of people. She says it wasn't really on her radar until they kind of found her.
Redlands is a relatively nationally well-known liberal arts college. A guy from my high school went there. Frankly, a guy who was smarter than me, and another a person I went to grade school with, went there as well.
Jumper up and good for Emily Thompson.
And for context, I'm from Minneapolis.
Yeah. Now, her head coach Murphy is from the northern part of California, so it's not that big a geographic extension from him. He's from Humboldt.
I know.
Shot up and good for Alex Ficello for 3. That's 4 for 4.
She's doing okay.
Yeah. Basher catches the loose ball, 21-11. Redlands is 5 for 7 from 3. And Ficello has 4 of those. Emily Thompson trying to find somebody. They give it for Meyer. Mayer drives. Little miscommunication as Basher thought she was going to shoot that. Pass over to the right side. This is Carly Hicks. Hicks for Wick. Ficello for Hawson. Good ball movement again from Redlands. Nicely set up. Ficello just couldn't quite catch it clean. Wick fires across the defense. Hawson for 3. No. Rebound controlled by Ficello, though. Zurich, that's her spot. And once again, Colby Zurich, 4 for 4 from those 2 parts of the baseline.
I'm just impressed with how much ball movement there was. Lots of cross-court passes, lots of swing around the perimeter, and a shot, the first shot in that possession with 12 seconds left on the shot clock. That's pretty quick ball movement.
Meyer for Emily Thompson, who will try Hawson. Hawson, a good defender, a little too good that time as she fouls Emily Thompson. That's her second. Bunch of subs waiting to check in. 3 for the Bearcats, 3 for the Bulldogs. For St. Vincent, checking in, number 11 for the sophomore guard from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. That is Ashley Leipold. Also in for Coach Petruska. Actually, we'll get you the Redlands. Sophie Christopher.
Sorry.
Andrea Perkins. Caden Sanders. No, Audrey Meek.
Sophie Christopher, Taylor Whaley, and Caden Sanders.
All right.
Sorry. I don't have enough hands to point to 3 players.
Free throw up for Thompson is good. She makes them both. Emerson Peffer into the game for the Bearcats, number 33, who played very little leading into this weekend.
Yep, she did get a good amount of playing time against SUNY Canton.
She's number 33.
As she played 4 minutes off the bench. She played 11 minutes off the bench, scored 4 points, had 4 rebounds.
If you're from the Pittsburgh area, the St. Vincent jerseys will make you smile. The black and yellow checkered panels, that's the They have that on the flag for the city of Pittsburgh. It's part of the city crest. And so Bearcats paying homage to that.
They're playing right into that Steelers thing.
Yep, 25-13. Leipold, more of a defensive specialist, gives the ball off for Manarino, who checks in. Manarino started a handful of games this year. 3 on the way is good. Reese Gadsby for 3. 26% three-point shooter. She's got 5. Team as a whole shoots 27%, but as we've already seen from Redlands, those percentages don't mean very much. Bulldogs' Caden Sanders pull up from the foul line. Yes, sir. Boy, Redlands is on fire. 65%, something like that, from the floor, and 63% from 3. Well, St. Vincent played pretty well in the first quarter, but Redlands was unconscious. The Bulldogs hit 5 threes. They were 11 for 17 from the floor, and they go into the first period break with a 27-16 lead. We'll take a break, and then we'll come back to Las Vegas from the South Point Casino and Resort.
It isn't about finding your path. It's about creating it. At Susquehanna University, you can choose a liberal arts experience that prepares you for a promising future. Discover your magic and then change the world. Start the journey of your lifetime at Susquehanna University.
We've got more schools than Division I, more fans than Division II, and more upsets than March Madness. There's nearly 850 programs with over 11,000 games leading to 2 national championships. And we've been covering it all for over 2 decades. From Eastern to Occidental, from Puget Sound to Piedmont, from Southwestern to the University of New England, and from Hope to Calvin. Nobody covers Division III basketball like we do. We're D3Hoops.com at www.d3hoops.com.
You're no stranger to challenges. You feel the weight of the work left to do, but more importantly, you dream of making the world a better place. From day one, you've never given up in the face of obstacles, and you're not going to start now because you are relentless to your roots. And your success in the future is rooted in the decisions you make today. So choose a university with a 100-year legacy of dogged determination and community impact. The University of Redlands. Learn more at redlands.edu.
Thanks to our sponsors, Redlands University, for sponsoring this broadcast. Maybe that will make them feel a little better about waiting to inbound the ball, as they were. Appreciate the refs holding things up for that. Yesterday during one of the broadcasts, we talked about the fact that if you have assist to turnover ratio that's even in women's college basketball, you're probably in the top 50 in the country. Well, you would definitely be in the top 50 in the country if you had a 10-to-1 ratio, which is what Redlands had in the first period. They were unbelievably efficient on offense, 63% from the floor. And, by the way, they score on their first touch of the second period. So St. Vincent comes back with the basket.
And St. Vincent didn't do poorly in that ratio either. I mean, 3 of 3, you mentioned. That was the last thing you said at the first quarter. St. Vincent had a pretty good quarter, and Redlands just was amazing.
29-18. Madison Peffer picks up the foul, or Emerson Peffer, excuse me. Emerson's first. Freshman from Harmony, Pennsylvania. One of the small towns in Beaver County. They've got a bunch of them with those types of names. 31-18. Emerson. And sweet Harmony there. She's 2 for 2. 31-20. Bearcats trying to hang with Redlands, who's been ultra proficient. Taylor Whaley, sophomore from Olympia, Washington. So Coach Murphy likes to recruit up there. Pass down the floor. Nice entry pass, layup too hard off the glass, and Whaley saves it as Gadsby was not able to get control. And now it's a fast break the other way. Hang, hit, score. Carly Hicks for 2. Hicks averaging 4 points per game. And suddenly we've got a very up-tempo contest, 33-20.
Hicks had 4 points the other day, but she had 11 boards and 7 assists.
A.J. Wick in the game to try and slow Emerson Peffer down, and slows her down for about 3 seconds in the lane.
Very specifically 3 seconds. In a violation kind of way.
Sophie Christopher from Broomfield, Colorado, along with Taylor Whaley. A.J. Wick back in the game. This is Caden Sanders. And one other player out there, it's Carly Hicks for the Bulldogs. Wick left that short from Henderson, Nevada. Floater from Leipold is no good. Rebound controlled by A.J. Wick. Wick, one of the best rebounding seasons in Redlands women's college basketball history as a freshman. Leipold will. Ashley Leipold pokes that away. Leipold right from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Bulldogs, couple of substitutions. Checking in for the first time, the freshman forward from Seal Beach, California. This is number 11, Andrea Perkins. Number 32, Colby Zurich, back out there. Along with Kristen Carbon, the junior center from Murrieta, California, 6'3". She did not play until the closing seconds of the first game, but they're going to try and match up the size with Camden Masher, 6'3" and 6'3". And jump ball possession now in favor of the Bearcats.
Talking about Carbon?
Yes.
Yeah, Carbon played a little in the first half of that game,
too.
Did she? She had 9 minutes. You know, they seem to use her in a position similar to what this is right now, right? Try to spell somebody for a couple minutes. Maybe there's, I know coaches who will do that when you think there's a foul discrepancy and the officials might be tempted to make up some calls, right? You take your you take your key players out and put in someone lower down the bench to absorb those fouls. Doesn't look like that right now, but Carbon's got some of that PT before.
Pull up three on the way. That is front rim no good, but Sanders, well, eventually may be able to track down her own rebound. Nice job.
Good chasing, yeah.
And Colby Zurich has it stolen away by her own teammate as Sanders, after the great play, ran right into her teammate and knocked the ball away. It built up momentum there. Possession arrow in favor of the red and white.
That's a physics thing, right?
I believe so.
I was a liberal arts major. I can't speak to that anymore.
Redlands. Carbon calling for the ball in the post. Instead, they'll give it off to Sanders in the corner. Rotate around. Hassan drives in. Off-balance floater. Way short. And another. That's the third held ball in a short period of time. This one goes back to the Bearcats. Looking down at Alex Ficello to see when she'll return. Not at the table yet, but she had just 4 for 4 in the first quarter.
Coach Murphy heard you.
Camden Basher sails in for 2.
Ficello's at the table.
Now there you go. 33-22. St. Vincent trying to weather the storm here. The Bearcats have played well, but Redlands has hit 5 threes already. Drive in, Sanders. I don't know if someone got a piece of that or not, but her finger roll ended up about 18 inches short of the rim. Gadsby works on Carbon. Tough shot. Wow. Tough shot across the body by the junior from Mercer, Pennsylvania. She hits the basket, and St. Vincent's got it down to 9.
Super impressive.
Layla Hassan for Sanders. This unit's been out there for a while now for Coach Murphy. Carbon slips to the post trying to create some space for Perkins. Hassan looks left, goes by Thompson, but Basher is there to block it away. Basher comes in, the great equalizer, and swats it away off of a teammate. Alex Ficello returns for the Bulldogs. Also into the game, I think that's Pontius. Yeah, Danielle Pontius, the sophomore guard from Newcastle, Pennsylvania. 33-24. Ficello unable to get the hands on that one. Bearcats will take over 33-24. A.J. Wick grabs a seat, or comes into the game, excuse me. Carbon checks out. And also into the game, Jillian Manarino for the Bearcats. It's her right in front of our broadcast position. Gadsby. Oh. Basher, the intended recipient for that one, broken up by Perkins. It's Perkins right there into the post. Uh-oh.
Zorich's spot is well known now.
She's 5 for 5 from that spot. Bass Manarino, nice look to Basher, and Zurich with the foul. That's her second. Manarino inbounds the ball to Basher. Bulldogs have done a good job on Emily Thompson, who's the leading scorer. Manarino collides with her own teammate. Drive in, shot, and that's a foul on A.J. Wick. Good strong take from Manarino. 2 free throws coming. That is the second foul of the quarter on Redlands.
Yeah, they were both chasing a loose ball and an errant pass, and Manarino managed to get there first.
Second foul now on Wick. Manarino misses the first. St. Vincent, 67% free throw shooters, as I think we mentioned before. Manarino only 5 attempts coming into the event. She made 4 of them. And she hits 1 or 2 here. 35-25, Redlands by 10. Bulldogs with a 15-3 advantage from behind the arc. A.J. Wick, that's a traveling violation.
Yes.
First turnover of the game on Wick. Just the 4th overall on the Bulldogs. Pontius, Gadsby, Thompson, Manarino, and Basher. So for the start of the season, this was the starting lineup for Coach Petruska. Shot no good. Facello accelerates by Thompson. Passes into the post, Zorich, and that ball's knocked away with a foul on Hannah Gadsby.
I mean,
Reese Gadsby, excuse me.
That's not Zorich's spot anyway. Way too close to the basket.
McKenna Mayer checks back in. Manarino to the bench. Hassan waits for Perkins to come to the ball. No, gets it to Andrea. 3 on the way for Facello. Not this time. Basher with the rebound. Nice pass up ahead to Gadsby. Gadsby, hook shot, no.
I like the idea, though. You know, don't go straight in against Wick. You lose some size to Wick. Try to do something to get around her.
Redlands brings the ball down the floor, and then Hassan tried to throw it off of a Bearcats player, missed her and hit her own foot, went out of bounds. Under 4 minutes to play, 35-25, and a foul on Facello. Third foul on Redlands in the quarter. 5 is the bonus women's college basketball. Coach Murphy plaintively making his case to the officials. Murphy, a Hall of Fame player on basketball at Humboldt State, Division II school. Turnaround jumper up, no. Basher all by herself for 2. Camden Basher, she's got 4, and it's an 8-point lead for Redlands. Bulldogs cooled off after a great first quarter where they shot 63%. And just as I say that, Andrea Perkins for 3. 6th 3 of the game for the Bulldogs, and back to an 11-point lead. 6 for 11 from behind the arc. Pull-up jumper, good. Reese Gadsby's shown some nice offensive elements to her game the last 2 games we've seen her.
Yeah, she's got a nice variety of things that she can do with the basketball.
Yeah, good passer, very comfortable scoring down low in high difficulty situations. 38-29. Ball kicked by one of the Bearcats. Hassan triggers inbound to A.J. Wick. Wick guarded by Basher. Facello. Wick will pull the trigger from inside 3. No good. And Meyer unable to get to the rebound. Headsy play there by Colby Zorich, who poked the ball off of Meyer out of bounds. Wick for Zorich. Right side, Perkins with the, that's Ficello, and Ficello fouled by Pontius. Just the third foul on the Bearcats of the period, and first on Danielle. Ball inbounded for Ficello, nearly stepped out of bounds. Wick drives in, and Camden Basher blocks that one away. Basher, 4 points, 3 rebounds, 2 blocks. Perkins for Wick. Try and bring Basher out a little farther from the rim. Shot, no, and that's not a block, but it might as well be. AJ Wick is going to pick up her third foul in completely inadvertent fashion. She runs over the top of the Bearcat ball handler. Now Carbon's gonna play a lot of minutes.
I was just looking at the St. Vincent resume so far, right? So they played 3 teams out of the OAC. They did lose to all 3 of them. Otterbein, Baldwin Wallace, usually pretty good. Marietta, pretty good these days. They lost to Chatham, which is in the middle of the pack in the league, and then they've beaten all the bottom teams: Teal, Franciscan, Westminster of PA, Geneva. Lost to W&J. That's a resume of someone who's maybe slightly above middle of the pack. This is a big league, right? So
right.
That's, 11 teams play women's basketball, probably somewhere in the 3 to 5 range, I would say, where they might seed out.
Yeah, you would think so. Was talking to Coach Petruska. W&J, the favorite. Chatham with the unusual transfer-heavy roster. You can read about that at d3hoops.com and Around the Nation column.
Yep.
3 on the way, up and good. And then Coach Petruska said he thought Allegheny and Bethany could both be factors in the race this year, or get to that point. 38-32. Bearcats have got it within 6. Perkins will try and send it back to 9. No. Carbon battles for the rebound. But it's controlled by St. Vincent. Carbon going to have to play big minutes now with Wick on the bench with 3 fouls, and Basher has the size and the skill where they're not going to be able to get away with, trying to play Colby Zorich at center.
I was kind of thankful that St. Vincent, where they played 20 conference games, that they saved 2 of their non-conference games to come here in December.
Yeah. Basher has that knocked away. Good defense from the Bulldogs. Yeah, and they'll add Hiram next year, so unless they rebalance or something, they're going to be the new Minnesota Intercollegiate Athletic Conference. They're going to have 3 non-conference games.
Well, the football side of that conference has been perfectly happy doing that the last 2 years.
Oh, they're going to go to divisions?
I would hope so. That makes sense. And I know you guys were talking about the NJAC yesterday. Nice shot by Zorich. And the NJAC still has another year before they have to make that decision, and they're still exploring multiple different models that they might use.
40-32. Carbon does a good job. Uses her height to make the shot hard for Gadsby. Grabs the rebound. 3 on the way. Ficello, yes! 5th of the half, and after St. Vincent had it down to 6, it's back to 11. And not the greatest foul in the world from Layla Hassan.
I thought we'd only have 2 players to decide from for all tournament for Redlands, and Ficello was like, hello, I am here. See me shoot.
Hassan a little overexcited. That's the 5th foul of the quarter, so that's free throws. There was just 20 seconds left, and Pontius had not crossed the timeline yet. See if Pontius can cash in. She's a 75% free throw shooter. First one no good. Manarino checks out. Emily Thompson checks in.
Pontius 2 of 3 from the line the other day.
And hits 1 of 2. Bulldogs are going to get Taylor Whaley in, make sure that Colby Zorich doesn't pick up her 3rd foul. Perkins returns. Hassan, Ficello, timeout. 30-second timeout for Redlands. 43-33, Bulldogs on top. Our friend Scott Peterson has a number of statistical analyses for women's college basketball and Division III level, and he's got the SCIAC as the 4th best conference in the country behind the UAA, the WIAC, and then New England Small College Athletic Conference, the NESCAC.
3 traditional powers you just named right there.
Yeah, the top 3 of traditionally that you in women's college basketball and at this level, and the SCIAC,
who else should be in that mix?
Well, Landmark is very good at the top of the conference with 3 ranked teams.
I bet the ARC probably belongs in a similar bucket as the Landmark.
Yeah. ARC might be a little more top-heavy. In the past, CCIW has been traditionally pretty good. I'm not sure that anybody's catching Illinois Wesleyan this year as they just continue to roll over everybody. Seems like we're knocked away. Seems like we're destined for an Illinois Wesleyan NYU final, but it's very early in the season, I realize.
It's a little early.
Yeah.
But not too early to start delving into those sorts of things and what the NPI looks like.
Scranton's very good. And again, the Scranton might elevate the Landmark an extra step. That shot no good. 43-33. Bulldogs get into the half with a 10-point lead, largely thanks to the hot shooting of Alex Ficello, freshman from San Jose, with 15 points on 5 threes in that first half. We'll take a break and we'll come back in about 12 minutes. We'll get you the first half numbers from this one. You're watching the 2024 D3Hoops.com Classic from Las Vegas, Nevada.
More schools than Division I, more fans than Division II, more upsets than March Madness. There's nearly 850 programs with over 11,000 games leading to 2 national championships. And we've been covering it all for over 2 decades. From Eastern to Occidental, from Puget Sound to Piedmont, from Southwestern to the University of New England, and from Hope to Calvin. Nobody covers Division III basketball like we do. We're D3Hoops.com at www.d3hoops.com.
You're no stranger to challenges. You feel the weight of the work left to do, but more importantly, you dream of making the world a better place. From day one, you've never given up in the face of obstacles, and you're not going to start now because you are relentless to your roots. And your success in the future is rooted in the decisions you make today. So choose a university with a 100-year legacy of dogged determination and community impact. The University of Redlands. Learn more at redlands.edu.
Passion's love. Passion is love for what you do. Because I think when you face challenges, it comes down to how much you want it and how much you love it. Passion is what keeps you going forward. Seeing so many people that were like-minded and so hardworking in their sport and academics, being surrounded by like-minded people makes you want to be more passionate. I think it pushes you to a different level that maybe you didn't think you had. And you can do the best of both worlds and love all of it.
At Susquehanna University, we are invested. Invested in preparing for a lifetime of success. Susquehanna student athletes excel both on the field and in the classroom. You'll finish strong with supportive coaches and professors. Susquehanna University. Elevate your game and your future.
Welcome back to Las Vegas here at the D3Hoops.com Classic for a classic conversation. I'm joined by Colby Zurich, who exploded tonight for the Bulldogs in a big win over SUNY Canton. First off, Colby, congratulations on the big game.
Thank you.
Your last game for Redlands, you played on the 7th, so it's a pretty long layoff, and we compared that to like Cal Lutheran, who played like a week ago. Hard to get back into groove with Christmas and finals and all that other stuff in there?
You know, we really just stuck to it for those 2 weeks off and had a bunch of hard practices and kept ourselves prepared and in shape, and as well as Christmas break, making sure to still find ways to get into gyms and work out. So I think we prepared ourselves well.
Yeah, you played a really tough non-conference schedule, and you played a lot of games. So SUNY Canton, that was their 5th game or 4th game of the year. So you were on your 11th or whatever. You played Transylvania, you played Smith. They were 2 of the Final Four teams. You played Trinity of Texas. You played Linfield, who's undefeated. What did you learn from that kind of experience? I know Coach always schedules aggressive for non-conference, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
What do you learn going through that type of stretch?
You know, I think it prepared us well for it. I think it showed where we needed to put in work and where we needed to pick up things and where our strengths were. And I think that it just prepared us for the season ahead and for conference.
Yeah. So your conference is really good. We have a little statistical ranking, and we have this GIAC out of whatever it is, 41 conferences, as the 4th toughest conference. We saw Cal Lutheran, we saw Laverne and Oxy last year. We know Laverne's a little down. What makes your conference so competitive where almost 1 through 8, anybody can win on any night?
Yeah, I think all the teams in our conference have great players. Every team's super strong. We never know what to expect. So, I mean, it just prepares us all throughout the season to play to our best.
So Coach Downs joined. I remembered her as a player. She's the all-time leading scorer at your conference. I don't know if you're coming up to catch her or not with your scoring, but what have you learned from having her on the staff?
You know, I think from playing with her, you just learn a lot. As me being a freshman when she was a 5th year. Yeah, I did.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. So I just learned a lot from that whole experience, and she's just full of knowledge in general. And she's been here. She's been one of us. So she just comes with great advice.
Yeah. Is it weird at all to see her as a coach after playing with her? No. So tell me a little bit about your journey. You're from, is it Inglemoor?
Yes.
Washington?
Yeah.
First, where is Inglemoor?
Inglemoor's in Boston, Washington.
Okay.
Yeah, Boston Kenmore.
Okay.
Yeah.
So most of the SCIAC teams, if we look at their roster, it's going to be very heavily Southern California, right? And I know Coach is from up farther north. I think he went to Humboldt State, which is up closer to the border. How did he find you? Or how did you find him?
I played with my teammate Layla Austin.
Okay.
So he reached out to me, and we just connected from there. I came to visit.
Yeah.
From there, I just knew that it was a place for me.
What do you think of Southern California?
I like it.
Do you?
It's cool, yeah.
So you came here to play basketball. You've got 2 games, but hopefully you'll get a chance to do something. Have you ever been to Vegas before?
I've been once.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what will you do besides basketball while you're here?
We've been going to dinners at AJ Wick's house. She lives in Vegas.
She's from here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes, yeah. So we've been going to there. We're going to a show one night. So
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Anything I should know as far as a good local place to eat since AJ's from here?
I'm not sure.
All right. Well, Colby, you had a phenomenal day. Thank you very much for joining us. We've got 1 more game left. Yes. We'll let you enjoy that.
Thank you.
She's Colby. I'm Gordon, and this has been a D3Hoops.com Classic Conversation.
Comprehensive learning is being able to adapt to experiences and apply the things that I learned. Being an athlete and juggling academics helped me grow as a person, and things that I've learned, I was able to apply it in another field, putting them into everyday life. Developing comprehensive learning helped me prioritize certain things to make sure I get to where I want to be.
For the love of the game. That's what it's all about, they say. But for those of us who are Division III student athletes, it's more than that.
It's more about team and the schools and communities we represent.
And for the many of us blessed with the strength to compete in sport at the college level, we understand that with what we were given comes a special obligation.
Our obligation to help those who have their own special needs and whose love for the game is no less intense.
That is why NCAA Division III teamed up with Special Olympics. Since August of 2011, we and others from Division III campus communities have volunteered more than 250,000 hours, time away from the classroom and practice field, reaching across the country to coach and mentor Special Olympics athletes.
And to learn that in giving, we receive so much more in return. Help us keep that dream alive.
Be part of it.
Get involved.
You can make a difference.
I believe sportsmanship is a mutual admiration and respect for your fellow competitors. We all go through a lot to reach the point where we compete against one another. It's important to realize that. So once we're finally on the field or on the court or on the starting block, we look at each other as fellow human beings and not just competitors. Being able to recognize the hard work that other athletes are putting in creates a more positive and inclusive environment.
Responsibility is being accountable for your words and actions, first and foremost. It also is an obligation to be a positive influence in the communities around you. Being in a D3 program, you're going to have lots of different opportunities. You're not just an athlete, you're also involved in student life. Your academics are extremely important. We give a lot of our student athletes responsibilities right from the start by giving them leadership opportunities, by having them engage in the community, being a positive influence. That's being a responsible person.
Football has taught me a lot throughout my life. It's definitely had a huge imprint on who I am as a person. Competing at a Division III level created that opportunity for me to go to college. Not only was I the first one in my family to graduate college, but I was really the first one to even go. Being the first one, I'm breaking that cycle, and now that I've graduated, I'm not sure what's the next step, but I know I have a lot of doors open. And a lot of those are open because I played football and ran track here at Otterbein.
Proportion to me is the lived experience of our Division III student athletes. They balance life from an academic perspective and the rigors of competing at a high level, bonding with teammates and building lifelong friendships. But they also are involved in their communities. They work jobs and internships and volunteer. They've learned to be resilient. Diverse experiences are setting them up for the future.
I had numerous family members who've been taken away from heart disease and stroke. That drove me to pursue knowledge about health and well-being. Playing college football gave me an opportunity to get myself into college.
Goes to Parks. He's in the end zone.
That's when I decided that I want to go into personal trainer. I felt I would have a great opportunity to share my knowledge about well-being within Detroit. I hope to reach as many people as I can.
A good citizen is someone who wants to make a positive impact, both in their communities and in the world around them. The Division III approach is absolutely the best approach out there for amateur sport because it wants student athletes to explore all parts of who they are. Be successful in the classroom, be successful in competition, be successful in the community. So our student athletes learn what it means to strive for and attain success, but doing it the right way and being good citizens.
Life isn't about finding your path. It's about creating it. At Susquehanna University, you can choose a liberal arts experience that prepares you for a promising future. Discover your magic and then change the world. Start the journey of your lifetime at Susquehanna University.
I injured my shoulder when I was practicing platform diving. It was a blessing in disguise. When I went to physical therapy, I realized this is something I want to do. That's when I changed my major to physical therapy. I want to inspire people to do whatever they love doing. I'm fortunate to have Cliff as my coach. He made me believe that I can get back into diving after my injury to prove that nothing can stop me from chasing my dreams.
You're no stranger to challenges. You feel the weight of the work left to do, but more importantly, you dream of making the world a better place. From day one, you've never given up in the face of obstacles, and you're not going to start now because you are relentless to your roots. And your success in the future is rooted in the decisions you make today. So choose a university with a 100-year legacy of dogged determination and community impact. The University of Redlands. Learn more at redlands.edu.
We've got more schools than Division I, more fans than Division II, and more upsets than March Madness. There's nearly 850 programs with over 11,000 games leading to 2 national championships. And we've been covering it all for over 2 decades. From Eastern to Occidental, from Puget Sound to Piedmont, from Southwestern to the University of New England, and from Hope to Calvin. Nobody covers Division III basketball like we do. We're D3Hoops.com at www.d3hoops.com.
Welcome back to Las Vegas here at the half. About a minute and a half to go as we get you a look at the first half statistics, courtesy of Dave McHugh. You get a look at the very impressive offensive statistics for Redlands. Anything jump out at you there, Pat?
Well, I mean, obviously 7 of 13 from three-point range really sticks out there. You think then 11 of 25 inside the arc isn't as good, and then you take away Zoric 5 of 5 from that particular 15-foot baseline jumper, and that means there's some room for the rest to improve. But you mentioned that assist-to-turnover ratio. I mean, obviously it wasn't going to remain 10-1 forever, which means it was 6-4 in quarter number 2. Pretty good numbers overall, 16-5. I think those are that's kind of the tail of the tape right now. That definitely adds up to about a 10-point differential.
Alex Vasello, 5 of 6 from behind the arc, 5 of 7 overall, 15 points to lead all scorers. If she hits her next 3 and then doesn't take another one, she'll tie the D3Hoops.com Classic record, 6 of 7.
Yeah.
Kylan Coleman of George Fox a number of years ago. For St. Vincent, balanced scoring. Reese Gadsby with 9, Emily Thompson and McKenna Mayer with 7 apiece. Camden Basher with 4 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 blocks. Foul trouble of note, A.J. Wick has 3 fouls, but they got good minutes out of Krista Carbon when she came in. They did not end up losing any of their lead when Wick went to the bench, but she has 3 fouls. Saw Coach Murphy kind of instructing her. Zoric with 2 for the Bulldogs. Redlands in that first half, did not shoot a free throw. And did not shoot one until late in the game against Canton either. So,
a good amount of their work is, like we talked about, of course, the 13 three-point attempts and throwing the ball around the arc. And, you know, if Wick is in foul trouble, then they're not going to be crashing the basket as much. So I could see why you might not pick up a lot of foul shot opportunities.
Wow, quick delivery there from Hassan, who snuck it around Basher. Hassan, Facello, Hicks, Wick, and Zoric, the 5 on the floor for Coach Murphy, whose Bulldogs are trying to go into 7-5. Camden Basher wide open underneath the rim, as nobody for Redlands had her, and Basher with 6 points. Basher, Meyer, Pontius, Thompson, and Gadsby, the 5 on the floor for Coach Petruska's Bearcats. Zoric, shot, no, rebound. Gadsby comes flying in and rips it away.
Bullcats and Bear Dogs.
There you go.
Mass hysteria.
Meyer shuffles off for Basher. Basher again for 2. Well, starting to pound it inside to Basher, who averages 10 points, 5 rebounds per game. Hassan draws a couple of Bearcats. Nice shot. Layla Hassan, point guard, who averages under 9 per game. It's the second time she's gone reverse.
What I think again about the pounding it inside, when you've got Zoric with 2 fouls and Wick with 3, you want to try to take advantage of that. You want to try to get attack your offense right at those players, so you can get one of them on the bench.
Well, Redlands going to get their first free throws of the game with 8:15 to play in the third quarter. Hassan is fouled. She's been very aggressive coming out of the locker room. Good all-around player for Redlands. A little under 9 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, leads the team in steals. Junior from Seattle, Washington. First free throw no good. A lot of Pacific Northwest products on the roster. Beaverton, Olympia, Seattle, Portland, Bellevue, Kenmore. That's Zurich. Looks like a Northwest Coast roster.
True.
48-37, 8:12 to play. Hassan with 5 points in this half. As Meyer and Thompson, either one of them probably could have had it had they let the other one. They almost collided and ended up neither one picked it up.
And Mayer with essentially almost an unforced error. I mean, there was defensive pressure from an individual player, but no trap attempt, wasn't up in your face, just, someone making their presence known to remind you that, yes, we play defense.
Colby Zorich goes to work inside. She's got 14 points, and Redlands with their largest lead of the game. It's 13. 50-27. Pontius for Basher. Basher quickly across the arc. Turnaround jumper up and good. Reese Gadsby, first Bearcat into double digits. She's got 11. Hassan with the hot hand this period half. It was Ficello in the first half. Hicks comes to the ball. Zorich calls for it in the post on Meyer. Shot, got it. Boy, Colby Zorich.
It's quickness, quick release. Attacks the basket with it right away when she gets the pass.
Foul on Hassan. She fouls Pontius. Second time she's done that from that spot. Should mention for Redlands, as good as they look, they're missing a key piece. Aaliyah Anderson was second team all-conference last year and got hurt almost immediately when the season started. She played all of about 5 minutes.
Those are pretty impressive numbers for 5 minutes.
So Anderson has not played since, but Redlands has picked up the pieces in her absence. Nice pass from them. Oh.
Jimmy Petruska is like, I don't like that pass, actually.
Okay.
Kind of a delayed reaction to the trap in the corner.
Yeah, the result was going to be a layup because Pontius was all alone, but nevertheless, timeout taken by St. Vincent. 52-39.
I mean, early on, St. Vincent, 3 of 5 from the floor. Redlands, 4 of 5 from the floor. Both teams coming out looking good. Moving the ball well as well. St. Vincent, 3 assists on 3 buckets. Redlands, 3 assists on 4 buckets. Or maybe we're just handing out assists like candy today. I'm not sure. 19 assists on 22 baskets for Redlands on the day. And that goes along with the sort of stuff we were describing earlier.
Yeah, good ball movement for Coach Murphy's team.
The record for assists in a tournament game is 31. So there's a little ways to go, but not unreachable.
52-39.
I'd let you guess which women's basketball team here at this tournament had 31 assists once.
I don't know, Amherst?
That's correct, Amherst against Westfield State.
Okay, I was going to say it must have been either the Westfield State or the WPI game.
Yes, both of those are on the leaderboard.
52-39, Redlands with the basketball. Hassan, nice crossover. Well, she's going to get free throws now. You held ball, but held everything. That was
yes. Bear-hugged ball.
It was bear-hugged ball, yeah. That's Gadsby's third. Coach Petruska's got a small army there on the bench. Going to go to it, and Brooke Evans is going to check in. These teams could definitely have a split squad game.
I think that other game is happening in the ballroom upstairs, right? That game actually does take place in a ballroom.
That's right. 53-39.
I made that joke yesterday, I know.
Hassan.
I'm workshopping. I take it out on the road.
Hassan's got 7 points this half.
I've got a tight 5 seconds.
Hassan and Zorich with all of the scoring this period. Meyer. Pontius will take a 3, and that is no good. Basher battles for the rebound, and a foul on Gadsby, and that's her 4th. And they did not get her out in time because
the foul shot was missed?
She missed the foul shot, yeah. And so now she's got 4 fouls. 53-39, and unfortunate bounce of the ball there for Coach Petruska. So it was top scorer today. She's not the top scorer on the team, but the top scorer today. He's sitting with 4 fouls, and his team down 14 as well. Largest lead of the game for Redlands. Wick into the post. Zorich working on Basher. Nope, not this time. And Brooke Evans going to have to play big minutes. Grabs the rebound. Evans for Meyer. Meyer looks at Basher and then gives it to her. Nice tic-tac-toe, and got to make that one. Evans 0 for 2 with 2 blown layups.
Yeah, Evans got some PT yesterday too. She's solid, right? Just, Gadsby's a starter for a reason.
Evans for Meyer, and boy, they like to foul in the backcourt.
I think Evans needs to play with more confidence,
She looks very tentative dribbling the ball. Yeah. Now, Gadsby has started 4 games. The natural player, if you look at the roster to replace her, would be Manarino, who started the other 5 in that spot. Evans, pull-up jumper from Pontius, and that is an air ball as St. Vincent's offense has gone cold. 53-39.
Yeah, Manarino played 19 minutes yesterday. Struggled from the floor, 2 for 8.
Yeah.
Turned the ball over 3 times. Had 3 assists, 3 steals. Kind of a mixed bag.
Hassan into the lane. That one won't roll home. Evans with her second rebound. 53-39. Bearcats have been stuck on 39 for a little while now. Pontius dribbles to the top of the arc. That is way off the mark. Rebound comes off the rim hard to A.J. Wick. Wick down the floor, finds Hassan. Evans picks her up. Switch there with Basher. Hassan drives in on Evans. Shot, no. Rebound, Basher smashes it out of bounds.
But I'm seeing what we like about Evans, right?
Yeah.
Definitely really tenacious on the defensive end of the floor.
And Manarino now checks in, replaces Danielle Pontius. So pretty good size here for St. Vincent on the floor. And Redlands continues to control this game. Went up early and quickly with a flurry of threes and has controlled from them throughout there. Ficello, ooh. Well, that was the one that would have tied the record. And that was a little short. 53-39.
That's why percentage records aren't really official till the end of the game, right? What was it? Tony Gwynn could have gone hitless for an entire season and still batted over 300 lifetime or something.
Rebound or loose ball picked up by Hassan. Hassan has Ficello to her left. Hassan for 3, or Ficello for 3. That's good. That's their 6th. And the lead is swelled to 17 for Redlands, 56-39.
Snaps a 0 for 6 drought from the floor for the Bulldogs.
Emily Thompson, who's got 7 points, but hasn't taken a shot in a while. And the other is Meyer, who's got 7. Jumper from the baseline. That's Colby Zurich's spot, but Brooke Evans likes it too. 56-41. Breaks the long scoring drought. Reverse layup. No. Rebound. Wick can't get her hands on it. Emily Thompson snares the rebound instead.
I must admit, I forgot to go down and take the tape up off the floor from that spot at halftime.
56-41, 3:07 to play in the third period. Redlands has been very impressive on men's and the women's side of basketball. 3 from Meyer, rattles around. Good effort there from Evans. Jump ball. Possession now in favor of the Bearcats. Good effort from Brooke.
Yeah, I would agree.
A.J. Wick checks out. Krista Carbon returns.
Tenacious without the ball.
Yes.
Which is good. That's maybe even an unteachable skill.
I think so, yeah.
You're very kind to just yes and me.
Basher's shot from the free throw line, no good. Hassan, who's had a tremendous third period with another rebound. And looks to the right. Zurich from her spot. Not this time.
Her spot doesn't always come with Camden Basher right in front of her.
Yes, that's true.
Had to alter her shot, get it up over the 6'2" Camden Basher with arms outstretched.
56-41. Cello and Hassan with a little bit of token pressure. Manarino breaks it, passes to Basher.
Nice.
And Basher lays it up for 2. 56-43.
Textbook penetration and dish right there.
Basher with 8 points. Ficello with 18. Zurich with 16 for the Bulldogs. Hassan, 6 points all in this period, and ball knocked away, but a foul called on McKenna Mayer. That's Meyer's first, team's 4th of the third period. Hassan quickly triggers in. Hicks for Hassan. Carbon calling for the ball in the post, but Austin will go a different direction. Shot clock at 11. Austin drives in, reverse layup. No, Carbon, rebound, block. Basher got a piece of the arm, and Krista Carbon will get to the free throw line. Carbon's first free throws of the season coming here.
And that's correct. She didn't have any of the yesterday either.
Junior from Murrieta, California. Not Marietta, but Murrieta.
And not Murrayville.
Nope, that's much farther south and east.
Lane violation.
McKenna Mayer with the lane violation. So Krista Carbon, who's got a interesting delivery, will get to try it one more time. Ooh, yeah. 56-43. Bearcats try and get it down to single digits entering the fourth quarter. Again, Redlands has controlled this game throughout. Basher in the post. Kick out. Manarino for three. No. Meyer can't get the rebound. Nice job by Carbon. As Basher tries to poke the ball away, Hassan controls it. Over in the corner. Three. Hicks. No. That ball crawled off the top of the backboard. Carbon gets the offensive rebound. Give and go. Gets deflected. Carbon has it go through her legs. And a foul on the floor. I thought she was out of bounds actually multiple times on that play. She rolled the ball out of bounds, and then I thought she stepped out of bounds. Meyer picks up her second foul. Carbon will go back to the free throw line. Alex Ficello re-enters the game.
I thought Carbon did a good job just adjusting to how Hassan's pass was deflected. Got control of it. Yeah, we can discuss whether it hit that black line or not. But, stuck with it, did not let that automatically turn into a turnover.
Carbon with an angry sigh there after missing officially her third, but actually her fourth. Oh, there you go.
So puts her ahead of Mount Union anyway. Man, that side of the gym was deadly for them for free throws in both of their games here at this weekend.
57-43. One thing you like about this Redlands team, it's very young.
Yeah, true.
Wick is a sophomore. Zorich is a junior. Ficello's a freshman. Well, layup is up and good for Brooke Evans. Nice job changing hands, too.
That's true.
And even the secondary players, Whaley's a sophomore, Meek is a freshman, Christopher's a sophomore. Very, very young team. No seniors. One senior, Leah McKinney, who we have not seen yet. 57-45. So this Redlands team is built for the future. (57-45). Camden Basher shot no. Good tough rebound from Emerson Peffer as she gets bopped by Krista Carbon, who little communication between Carbon and her coach. No words necessary. Both of them knew what they needed to say. Carbon said, "I need to not jump." Murphy nodded at her and put his hands in the air.
Audrey Meek is Michael Meek's daughter.
Is it really?
Yeah.
How about that?
Michael Meek, of course, former head coach at George Fox, now coach at Division I University of Portland.
How about that? Free throw up and good.
Not mentioned in her Redlands bio, but it's mentioned in Mike Meek's Portland bio.
That's very cool. 57-46. Meek, one of our own who moved up to the Division I level. 57-46.
George Fox is good at that.
Yes, they are. Storage, that's got to be 3 seconds.
Yep. The first 2 3-second calls I've seen all year have been right here in this game on that side of the floor.
George Fox's last two head coaches for women's, well, 2 of the last 3 for women's college basketball have gone to the Division I level. Mike Meek and Scott Ruick, who's the head coach at Oregon State. Pass into the post. Nice look, Basher for Emerson. And St. Vincent does get it within single digits to end the period. Fired up, Fourth quarter coming. Redlands still on top, 57-48. We'll take a break and come back for your final period.
You're no stranger to challenges. You feel the weight of the work left to do, but more importantly, you dream of making the world a better place. From day one, you've never given up in the face of obstacles, and you're not going to start now because you are relentless to your roots. And your success in the future is rooted in the decisions you make today. So choose a university with a 100-year legacy of dogged determination and community impact. The University of Redlands. Learn more at redlands.edu.
We've got more schools than Division I, more fans than Division II, and more upsets than March Madness. There's nearly 850 programs with over 11,000 games leading to 2 national championships. And we've been covering it all for over 2 decades. From Eastern to Occidental, from Puget Sound to Piedmont, from Southwestern to the University of New England, and from Hope to Calvin. Nobody covers Division III basketball like we do. We're D3Hoops.com at www.d3hoops.com.
Life isn't about finding your path. It's about creating it. At Susquehanna University, you can choose a liberal arts experience that prepares you for a promising future. Discover your magic and then change the world. Start the journey of your lifetime at Susquehanna University.
Special thanks to our sponsors, University of Redlands and Susquehanna University. Bulldogs with Facello, Wick, Zorich. No, number 13, that's Caden Sanders. And Hicks, the 5 on the floor. Oh, and that's a charge. Sanders tripped and then just plowed right into the defender.
Very excited St. Vincent bench.
Yeah, they were excited at the end of the period, then a nice little 4-0 run to get it with a 9. Coach Murphy, a little more aggressive work of the official now. Brooke Evans pass into the post. Camden Basher, no. Ball on the floor, last touch by Wick. Boy, for whatever reason, Redlands is having a really hard time defending that same play over and over. Emily Thompson, Emerson Peffer on the floor. Both Meyer and Gadsby start this period on the bench. Shot, no. Peffer fights for the rebound, but Facello comes out with it. Facello down the floor. She's got 6 threes in the game.
This is Sophie Christopher.
Yep, Christopher's. Oh, it's Christopher, my mistake. Thank you. Shot up, foul. Brooke Evans as Zorich will go to the free throw line.
I say Christopher not getting as much PT today as she did yesterday. Yesterday, very aggressive, 11 minutes off the bench, 8 points, 3 steals. Really active at both ends of the floor.
Zorich at the free throw line. First free throw is good for Colby. The second one good for Colby Zorich as well, who's making a pretty good case to join the all-tournament team.
Don't tell Alex Facello that. Sorry, did I say that out loud?
Yes.
Oh, my bad. Where's that mute
Camden
button?
Basher hands the ball off for Manarino. Traveling violation on Manarino. 59-48. Redlands, after, again, has led from pretty much double digits the whole way. Flurry of threes to start the game. St. Vincent has never been able to get closer than 9. Actually, I guess 7 very briefly in the second quarter. 59-48. Wick looks off Taylor Whaley. Actually, at Sanders, she looked off. Over on the right side, Hassan. Hands the ball off to Zurich. 8 on the shot clock. Sanders fumbles it a little bit. Tries to get around Evans. Just too many players to get around. And Basher loses the ball. Evans up in front to Manarino. Nice. It's a 3-on-3 break. That's not a good pass. Behind Peffer is passed down the floor, nor is that, actually. After this game, we'll line them up and we'll run some 3-on-3 drills.
Remember, the length of this floor is 94 feet, just like your gym back in Latrobe or Redlands.
59-48. Manarino for Evans. Evans will try and drive on Wick. Shot, no. Emerson Peffer. Good block out from Carly Hicks to prevent him from getting a second chance. Stuck on 59-48, which is just fine with Redlands. They're up by 11. Sanders for 3. Yes, sir. Caden Sanders, a 22% three-point shooter. And it's the largest lead of the game for Redlands. Good recognition from Sanders there as the ball rolled across half-court line, and she came up to make sure that Manarino was in a tough spot. Petruska has to burn a timeout. They've got 3 left. Redlands on top of St. Vincent, 62-48. We'll take a break and come back in just a bit.
It isn't about finding your path. It's about creating it. At Susquehanna University, you can choose a liberal arts experience that prepares you for a promising future. Discover your magic and then change the world. Start the journey of your lifetime at Susquehanna University.
You're no stranger to challenges. You feel the weight of the work left to do, but more importantly, you dream of making the world a better place. From day one, you've never given up in the face of obstacles, and you're not going to start now because you are relentless to your roots. And your success in the future is rooted in the decisions you make today. So choose a university with a 100-year legacy of dogged determination and community impact. The University of Redlands. Learn more at redlands.edu.
Welcome back. 14-point lead for Redlands. Bulldogs trying to go with 2-0 on the women's side. They're already 2-0 on the men's side, and they'll get one more game, so they could go home 5-0. Good thing they sponsored this event. I promise those two things aren't connected. Brooke Evans pulls up. That's a long 2. No good rebound. Basher, and that's got to be a... Oh. That's a tough call. Basher is out of bounds, but that's because she's got Wicks falling into her knees on the baseline. Zurich Ficello's checked back in. 6 threes. Ficello with 18 points. 6 of 8 from behind the arc. Passed into the post. Emerson Peffer. And I have no idea why they would say that that's out of bounds on Redlands.
There's a conversation.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a call. Peffer checks out. Meyer returns. Zurich, guarded by McKenna. Hassan definitely has a trend. Whenever she gets the ball, she dribbles right to the same spot every time. It's to the left side of the block. She doesn't always shoot, but she goes to that spot every single time. Gadsby, who's back in the game with 5 fouls, and boy, double dribbled now on the Bearcats.
11th turnover of the day.
See, Vincent had it at 9 to start the period, but at risk of starting to slip away. Redlands Bulldogs not be the first SCIAC team to go 2-0 here on the women's side. Occidental did it last year and ended up winning the conference. They may not even be the only SCIAC women's team to go 2-0 here, as Cal Lutheran will go for that distinction as well. They'll play Wittenberg in the final game. Another foul on St. Vincent. Wick's calling for the ball. Wick has the ball. Shot, no. Brooke Evans with the rebound. Bearcats need some points. Emily Thompson, short rebound, controlled by A.J. Wick. Wick for Hassan. Let's see if she does it. Yep. And she missed. It's like a tracer. It's automatic.
Gordon has discovered a trend.
If you're a SCIAC coach and you're watching, you're welcome. I'm sure you picked it up probably 25 minutes before I did. Shot for Gadsby, no. Wick, and now St. Vincent can't get anything to fall. 62-48, here we go again.
I think at Caltech they wrote AI to discover that.
That's right. There she goes. Look at there. Didn't quite get there that time. Shot no good. Rebound controlled by Evans. Emily Thompson. Evans for Gadsby. Mayer for Basher. Gadsby pulls up, knocks it down. Reese Gadsby, 13 points. Lead the Bearcats. We're at the midway point of the fourth quarter. Redlands leads by a dozen. Toss it down the floor. Zorich. Hand it off for Carly Hicks. Now Wick, who's had a relatively quiet game. Drives in, tries to change that. Oh. Got to the rim, but missed the layup. Overpowered McKenna Mayer.
Yeah, and I think she was still expected to kind of lean in on her, and then all of a sudden, there's nothing to lean against, and she lost her balance.
Brooke Evans dribbles the ball out of bounds off her foot. She will head to the bench for 62-50. Zorich to inbound. 62-50. These teams look like they used all their offensive efficiency in the first three quarters. Kind of slogging towards the finish line here. 62-50. Shot on the way, three up and no good for Hassan. Danielle Pontius comes to get the ball. 4:07 to play. Thompson has not scored in the second half. That's her with the ball right there. I don't know that Mayer has either. She takes the three. Great box out by Carly Hicks. Hicks works her way around Basher. It's Basher's second. The team's third.
Mayer's last basket?
Yeah, when was it?
6:05 of the first.
Wow. 62-50. Layla with the ball. Over for Fusello. Fusello chased by Pontius. Wick, good ball movement. Layla looks at a three, thinks about it. Now she'll drive in. Passes over for Zurich. Zurich hangs, shot, blocked by Mayer. Good rebound by Hicks. 7 on the shot clock. Wick, excuse me. And Wick takes the off-balance shot. AJ's fouled, and she'll go to the free throw line.
And Wick hasn't scored since 9:25 of the second to make it 31-18.
Yeah. 2 for 11. 13 rebounds for AJ. 4 assists. AJ at the line. First one is good. Bulldogs have brought, oh no, that's Zorich. Never mind, I thought they brought a sub in. 63-50. Wick gets them both, and it's a 14-point lead. Once again, largest of the game for the Bulldogs, as we're now under 3:30 to play. 3 on the way for Thompson, no. Rebound, Hassan snatches it up. 64-50. She's been the best player on the floor here in the second half. Layla brings the ball down the floor. Carly Hicks for Zorich. They just work the weave at the top of the arc. Layla off for AJ Wick. Jumper no. Comes in, deflects the ball, and creates an extra possession. Good effort from Wick there. Didn't make the shot, but created the offensive rebounding opportunity for Zorich. Layla pull-up jumper. No. 64-50. 2:35 to play. Pontius down the floor. Her team desperately in need of points. Over in the corner. Jumper, kind of a slingshot delivery there from Emma Peffer that's off the mark. And Layla with the ball again. This quarter we've had 9 points scored.
Redlands 1 of 11. St. Vincent 1 of 10.
Vasello, scoop shot, no good. Rebound, Peffer. 64-50. Pontius down the floor, pass to Gadsby. Gadsby at a tough angle. Mayer around. Pontius for three. That is well short. Peffer with the rebound. 19 on the shot clock. Peffer fires it up. No. Rebound, Carly Hicks. Bulldogs looking a little tired, to be honest. It's just sitting this close to the floor, you can see the body language and see it in their eyes. 64-50. I think both teams are out of gas. Petruska just says, I just want subs. So he's going to bring in Bethany Smith, junior from Commodore, Pennsylvania. Number 13, Kayla Sharman, the junior from Lake City, and Diana Mostyn, from, where's she from? Harrisburg. And both coaches, I think, have decided they've seen enough. Audrey Meek checks in. She looks a little bit like her dad.
Okay.
8.
Yeah.
Libby Oxiano into the game for the Bulldogs. That's Libby right there at the top of the zone defense. Still a couple of starters out there for the Bulldogs. 3 on the way for Sharman. And that's good. Sharman, a 31% three-point shooter, 64-53. Zurich and Wick will be the next two off the floor. Oxiano dribbles to the right side. Carly Hicks still also out there. That's her right there. 10 on the shot clock, 41 seconds left in this one. Bulldogs are going to get another win here at the Classic. Shot blocked right into the hands of Wick. Shot missed. Rebound, no. Emma Peffer tears it away. And maybe those subs won't get to play after all. Nope, Petruska just called timeout just to allow everybody to get into the game. That was very nice of him.
That's very, indeed.
Livia Yancey checks in for St. Vincent for 33.
I mean, you've brought them all the way here. You want to make sure at least if you intended to get them in the game, that you can actually get them in the game.
Maylana Clark checks in. Jenna Schmidt checks in for the Bulldogs. One other player, I don't want to miss her, 31. That's Avery Shiring, sophomore forward. Drive in. Emma Thompson, or excuse me, no, that's not Thompson. She's long departed. That's Olivia Yancey with the miss. Last 5 seconds of the game. All right, Audrey, put it up. Nope.
Whoa.
64-53, an impressive performance for Redlands. They took care of business early on, scored 27 points in the first quarter, hit a flurry of threes, mostly from Alex Vasello. And the Bulldogs, who have played a really tough non-conference schedule, will get back home with a 7-5 record and be ready for SCIAC play, where they're already 2-1. And they will definitely be a factor in what looks like it will be one of the most entertaining races of the Division III women's basketball season. You'll have Redlands, you'll have Cal Lutheran, you'll have Claremont Mudscripts. That will be a very good race.
And what I learned from Mark Jensen, Whittier men's head coach, last night is that the SCIAC added a 5th playoff spot. I presume they did that for men's and women's basketball. He was speaking specifically to men, so that will make it even more interesting as well, I think.
Yeah, we commented yesterday that's the conference that they should go to 6 because they're so close to each other.
Right, yeah.
But it does, I do still like the 4-team conference playoffs. That's still my preference because it just makes the regular season more exciting for us.
And there's
selfishly speaking.
It'd be interesting too now to see if in the NPI world, if conferences change again how they do these things.
5 might not make a difference because if you're a 4 playing a 5, you're probably not in the line for an at-large anyway. But if you start getting having teams play their 8th place team again or whatever. Anyway, that's a conversation for another time. Redlands with the victory here tonight. Quick statistics for you. The Bulldogs 53% from the behind the arc, 9 of 17, 35% from the floor, 7 of 12 from the foul line, all in the second half. The Bearcats 21 of 58, that's 36%, 3 of 11, that's 27%, and 8 of 12 from the foul line. Total rebounding advantage in favor of the Bulldogs, 45 to 39. assist to turnover ratio. They hide the turnovers on us here. There it is, 9. 21-9 for Redlands. That is really, really impressive. And 16-12 for St. Vincent, so +4 not bad either there. Again, if you're generally 1-1 in Division III women's basketball, you're doing pretty good. Colby Zorich did pretty good. She had 18 points, 8 from 14 from the floor, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists in 36 minutes of action. Alex Vasello, 15 points in the first half. She finished with 18 with 3 assists, with 6 3-pointers. For the Bearcats, Reese Gadsby kind of follows up yesterday's strong performance with 13 points today. Camden Basher, 10 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 blocks. For the Bearcats, who head back to Central Pennsylvania with a 5-6 record. They return for PAC play, conference play, the rest of the way for the Bearcats. And I think they will be in the mix with the Presidents and the Cougars of Chatham. Maybe a 3, maybe a 4-team race. But St. Vincent looks like they'll be pretty good. And also fairly young. Just both of these teams here today. We had just one senior on the floor at any point. That was Emily Thompson. Everyone else was an underclassman. So, hey, maybe we'll get them back and get a chance to watch them play again sometime.
Oh, would sure love to. They've been here. St. Vincent was here in 2012 and in 2015, so good odds that they'll roll the dice and come back sometime.
That'll do it for us. For our producer, Dave McHugh, Pat Coleman, this is Gordon Mann. First of 5 in the books. Congratulations to University of Redlands. You've got, by the way, one more game if you're a Redlands fan on the men's side. Coming up a little later. Our next game, a women's matchup. Colorado College trying to burnish their resume for a top 25 spot, and SUNY New Paltz trying to pull the upset. It'll be the Hawks and the Tigers in about 25 minutes.
It's about finding your path. It's about creating it. At Susquehanna University, you can choose a liberal arts experience that prepares you for a promising future. Discover your magic and then change the world. Start the journey of your lifetime at Susquehanna University.
We've got more schools than Division I, more fans than Division II, and more upsets than March Madness. There's nearly 850 programs with over 11,000 games leading to 2 national championships. And we've been covering it all for over 2 decades. From Eastern to Occidental, from Puget Sound to Piedmont, from Southwestern to the University of New England, and from Hope to Calvin. Nobody covers Division III basketball like we do. We're D3Hoops.com at www.d3hoops.com.
You're no stranger to challenges. You feel the weight of the work left to do, but more importantly, you dream of making the world a better place. From day one, you've never given up in the face of obstacles, and you're not going to start now because you are relentless to your roots. And your success in the future is rooted in the decisions you make today. So choose a university with a 100-year legacy of dogged determination and community impact. The University of Redlands. Learn more at redlands.edu.